Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Maston, and welcome to this year's edition of NXT Takeover Brooklyn, live from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. This will be NXT's first ever event where it just seems like the attendance continues to go up, up, and up. But I'm gonna ask you guys this question right now. If I were to ask you a year ago today, if you honestly thought that Finn Balor and Kevin Owens in a ladder match would not be the match to talk about on a Takeover live special, then what would it be? If I were to say to you, would you think it'd be Bayley and Sasha Banks, and you were to answer me no, then I would tell you this: you'd be sadly mistaken. But you know what? I'm going to clarify myself when we get right into this show. So let's do it. All right, so NXT tonight. Oh, I'm so used to doing that. Okay, NXT Takeover Brooklyn tonight. This is my okay. Let's see how many takeovers I've actually reviewed. I reviewed Brooklyn. I couldn't review Revolution because I was not around any kind of position to review that. But I reviewed Takeover Brooklyn tonight, Fatal 4-Way, and Rival and Unstoppable. So that's 4 out of it doesn't even matter. That's something that just whatever. But tonight, pretty fun night. A couple things happened I didn't want to really happen. One of them actually, 2 of them kind of upset me, but you know what? It is what it is. But you know what? We'll start talking about this about now. So, first match that happened, Tyler Breeze versus Jushin Thunder Liger. And from there, Breeze had the entrance, with all the models in the waistcoats again. And then he ends up coming out with it looked like, I want to say leopard print. I don't exactly know. I think it would, but it doesn't really matter. Point being, the match, honestly, this should have gotten more time. To be completely honest with you, this should have gotten 10 times more time. Not 10 times more, but you guys know what I mean. Breeze, Liger, I honestly expected it to get more time. It felt like just a 10-minute little thing, or why? And you know what? I almost want to say that the Joe and Corbin match and the Breeze and Liger match, the times should have been switched. But at least I can say this much: as much as I don't like Baron Corbin, I can say that he tried to come out and impress people tonight. Me, not much, because I feel as if it's the Roman Reigns effect. He'll come out and do it for one night and then just go back to doing the same old boring crap time after time after time after time, just squashing guys that don't even matter at all. And he just lost to Joe. We'll get to that when we get to that, but I'm just going to finish where we left off on Balor and Breeze, not Balor and Breeze, wow, it shows where my mind is at. Liger and Breeze. I've never seen a sideways lung blower like the way Breeze did that tonight. That was pulled off in a way I didn't see it coming. He almost losing it here. The supermodel kick that he pulled off is absolutely awesome. Breeze did a great job selling for Liger. And also on the side of that, I honestly expected Tyler Breeze to win this match, not lose this match. The reason he lost this match, I don't know. I can only think of the reason that he would have lost this match being that WWE wants to make a working relationship with New Japan, which I honestly just can't say. Triple H or not, I think you probably still have to go through Vince for that, because if you're gonna I'm not too keen on how business works, and if you make a working relationship with New Japan, and they make a working relationship with WWE, like, not to, like, even just shit on NXT here, but don't you think that the working relationship would make New Japan want to work with just more than WWE guys and on the main roster? But knowing how Vince is, that won't happen. So I don't really see any reason as to why they did this. It may not be any kind of working relationship. It just may be if NXT ever needs to call New Japan back again, they put one of their guys over, and maybe next time they can rub their back. It just sucks to the fact that it was Tyler Breeze, and I've said it before, and I've said it in rare cases, but Tyler Breeze to me just seems like he has that Bray Wyatt effect, where it's like he gets set up for all these big things. He's like in a sense, even though NXT's been going on for a way shorter time period than Ring of Honor has, Tyler Breeze is like that Roderick Strong in a sense. Whenever you need to get someone to face like something of a huge challenge, a huge adversity, Roddy Strong's that guy, like in Ring of Honor. Like whenever you need somebody to put on a banger with somebody, Roddy Strong is the guy. But like, except for this show, which seems like he's been the absolute MVP of Ring of Honor. But in this case, it's just like, dude, I absolutely want Breeze to be successful. But every time they set him up, and they even mentioned it tonight, he's 1-3 in Takeover specials, and I'll take that out and say he's 0-4. Because you take the 1 away, that's 4. I'm bad with math, but I can say he's 0-4 because he's never won at a Takeover special. He's won at NXT Arrival and lost every Takeover match he's been in. At least I can say, though, you can technically take one of those losses away because he wasn't pinned in the Fatal 4-Way. That was Tyson Kidd. But yet Tyler Breeze loses to a running Liger bomb, and it... How many times are you going to set this guy up for something and just let him fail? Like, I'm going to ask you this question genuinely. How are you going to set him up for something so great just for him to fail in the eventual ending of it? Like, how many times is it going to happen? How many times are they going to set this guy up like this? They told him, if you watched the part of his E60 special documentary where they said, you have to come up with a new gimmick or else you're fired. Okay, sweet. I get to do all this cool stuff, and everybody else gets to ascend at my behalf, and I'm just there to be their launching pad. What is the literal point? Tyler Breeze tonight just lost to a 50-year-old Jushin Thunder Liger. I understand that he's a legend. I understand that he means a lot to the business. I understand that he was a trendsetter, that he transcended everything about the business. But what is the point? Do this. I mean, I thought that older guys would normally put the younger guy over. I mean, let me give you an example here, and this is going to be one of the weirdest examples you will ever, ever, ever see on a review period. Not just my review, a review period. So we have this bag of Doritos here. This is the original bag of Doritos. Now, this set the bar, right? And I may get in trouble for Doritos, but this sets the bar for what we get now with Doritos. And then people think, wow, these are good. Maybe I'll try the ranch or whatever they are. Maybe I'll try the what I think they came up with a cheeseburger kind. Maybe I'll try this. Maybe I'll try that. This sets the bar. That is what Jushin Liger is. This sets this up. Like, these Doritos set the next set of Doritos up. And this is what Liger is. These still exist, just like Jushin Liger in wrestling still exists. So why in the world is Tyler Breeze not winning against Jushin Thunder Liger in a match that makes Liger look strong and makes Breeze look like $1 million at the end of it? Why are we sitting here talking about in 2015? Like, I'm not even going off. It's just the fact that I'm still wondering why Tyler Breeze is not ascended anywhere yet. Like, all you can talk about is how great Tyler Breeze's gimmick is and how much he's worked at to perfection. But my question is, why are we still sitting here in this day and age in 2015 talking about Tyler Breeze still can't get a win to save his life on a takeover, especially when he set up for something huge? Dude. Breeze goes on to lose to the running Liger bomb. That's that. Okay, so next, we get the tag team title match, which is Blake and Murphy versus Aiden English and Simon Gotch. The Villains. Okay, enough of that. So right off the bat, so Alexa doesn't have to be surprised by anything. By the way, sorry for the background noise if you guys hear anything. But what do you call it? If you guys know that not Blake and Murphy, they said the vaudeville said they get something to obtain blue pants. Yes, that literally for anybody who is watching this, who is a regular viewer of mine but doesn't watch NXT, yes, her name literally is Blue Pants because of Colin Cassidy, who made her the name just because she had on blue pants and he didn't know her actual name was Letha Bates. But I think it's Letha or Leva. I think Letha would really, yeah, okay. But he gave her the name. And from there, she basically just ran with it, and she became one of the most over babyface women in the NXT. And tonight it showed with 16, 15, 13, whatever thousand strong, giving her an elevation. Now, people are saying, like, oh, this is such a ridiculous gimmick. Oh, she's such a joke. But if you've seen her in the Independence tagging with Mia Yim, you know that this girl is no joke. I've seen her. If you look, you can easily look up her matches. Lisa Bates, independent wrestling, you look that up, you will find some gems out there. Like, she is great at what she does. And whenever if NXT ever does, hopefully they do develop her a good enough character than just blue pants. But if they ever do, actually, yeah, this vaudeville thing will work out fine. But if they can ever figure something out with her, it's just going to be like, I hope this isn't like what Solomon Crowe is. Like, Solomon Crowe is what NXT is missing out on right now. But I guess it's not really missing out. He hasn't really, like, found his way yet, or found his footing, I guess. But, you know, it is what it is. But Letha Bates, a.k.a. Blue Pants, as known as Blue Pants, is a new vaudevillain girl. Enough of that. And Blake and Murphy and the Vaudevillains throwing an awesome match. Now, see, here's the thing. I don't know why people just tend to, crap on Blake and Murphy so bad. Like, oh, these guys can't do anything. Oh, all they are is all they do is rest holds. I'm sounding like somebody right now, but all they do is rest holds. It's nothing big. It's nothing major. Anything like Blake and Murphy are nothing to be impressed with. But tonight they did this awesome elevated neck breaker tonight. And their selling is awesome too. And you know what? They just have this arrogance about them on a microphone that's just completely awesome. Like, people call them vanilla, people call them bland. It's just I just don't see how. Like, Blake and Murphy have always been entertaining to me, and they've always been fun for me to watch inside of the ring. So for anybody who feels otherwise, I don't see how you feel that way. I don't understand how you tend to feel that way. But Blake and Murphy and the Vaudevillains put in an amazingly entertaining match, and then when Alexa Bliss tries to get involved, I almost called it the Blue Pants takes her out, beats her up in the ring, and from there, Buddy Murphy tries stealing the pin, doesn't happen, and then the Vaudevillains hit the whirling dervish, and they somehow find a way to beat Blake and Murphy. This hurts me inside, but I also do know, whether I do like the gimmick or I don't, the Vaudevillains obviously do deserve this, because the last time we seen them before they had this long hiatus off of NXT TV, I honestly couldn't get into them at all, in the ring or outside of it, because they just were so bad before. But now, I guess, I don't know if it had to do with a moveset, like a heel moveset or a babyface moveset, because last time they were there, they were heels, but they were purebred babyfaces when they came back, and the moveset was so different. It was so well done. Like, dude, it got a huge pop out of me when, I can't remember if it was Blake or Murphy, but one of them kicked out of the senton. And right in the middle of a review, someone tries to call me. I wonder who this could possibly be. Okay. I apologize for that, guys. But my thing is, uh, my thing is that Blake and Murphy, they like, I was just saying, one of them kicked out of the Swanton, which, by the way, if you guys did not know, when they were baby faces for the short time that they were when they first started, was Aiden English's finisher. So that actually, to me, I'm like, oh my God, they lost. No, they didn't. Like, there was, like, that right there was a good match. For someone who says Blake and Murphy cannot hold on to a good match, that was a good match. And you know what? If you're not a fan of Blake and Murphy, if you add the extra element of Alexa Bliss, that should make them interesting to you, because Alexa Bliss with two champions that you know cannot retain for themselves that are heels, it is perfect. I have never seen anybody who couldn't get into a story like that, or champions like that. Like, here's an example. Eminem, dude. But, you know, it's all right, because anybody who was cheering against Blake and Murphy tonight, they got their triumphant vaudevillain victory. Yeah. All right. Honestly, how I feel about this, the vaudevillains, I guess. If I want the vaudevillains to take on, now I know this is way too early, but like, if I want any other tag team to be successful in NXT, like my number one, I guess, like the tag teams in NXT that are lined up right now, like, I'm not really like dug into any of them yet. Like, no one has really like got me clinched like that. I guess you could say before, and see, I don't, like, the last tag team that was really clinched to an NXT, other than Blake and Murphy currently now, are the Lucha Dragons, and they're not there anymore, but ever since they left, it was Blake and Murphy, and after Blake and Murphy, it was, who was it? After Blake, I guess the next team I'm actually going to be further attached to is going to be Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, because Chad Gable, dude, I can't wait until they decide to start doing big things with him, like after him and Jordan, because I know that man at some point will most likely have a singles run in NXT, and if he doesn't, it will be a crime, because Chad Gable is so impressive, man. Like, you don't even know. But I'll go in to say this right now about Gable. Him and Jordan are probably going to contend for tag team championships. Like, you know what? I'm looking for more victories to the Vaudevillains being NXT tag champions right now. It's the fact that the Hype Bros, because they're a babyface act as well, at least for now. Even though the fans do hate them, and I hate Mojo Riley's face. They're not going to beat the Vaudevillains. If any heels do beat the Vaudevillains, because of the establishment that we just got tonight, it's either going to be the Mechanics or Jordan and Gable. And you know what? Chad Gable comes off as such a babyface, dude. And you know, if they're just going to turn him in like this, I mean, like, I'm not going to have like any real problem with it. But there was so much babyface potential there for Gable, because everyone absolutely adores Chad Gable. But they're obviously going to go the route and stick with Jason Jordan being the heel. You know, I'm not going to say leader or anything, but it's, yeah. But anyways, we move on, and what is it? From the Vaudevillains' victory, and I might as well address it now. We get William Regal backstage in his office, and he basically says he's pleased to announce that they'll be having the Dusty Rhodes Invitational Tag Team Tournament, and homage to Dusty Rhodes, who died about a month ago, 2 months ago, somewhere around there. And this will be a tag team tournament that will take place in 2 weeks on September 2nd on NXT television, and will have a result to it, and the finals will be at the next NXT Takeover special, which is going to be October the 7th. And I have to say, this is a beautiful idea. This is absolutely awesome. I dig tournaments, especially in wrestling, and like a tournament format to decide the next tag team champions, especially going toward Takeover, is going to be absolutely awesome. Can't wait. I am thrilled. Actually, not the finals. This will actually be the tag team title match that will happen at Takeover. Excuse me. The tag team title match will happen at Takeover on October 7th, I believe William Regal said. You can tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. But that's when it will happen. I dig the tournament format, and I think it's an honest, like, it's a great way to go about it. Instead of just, I'm not going to say having pointless matches, but, like, you know, having these matches to tease and decide who would be the champions. A tournament is the right way to go. A tournament is the best way to go. And a tournament is the fun way to go about things. So, shouts out to NXT on the great tournament format idea. And also, if we're talking about announcements here, Triple H did announce that NXT will have a UK tour in December, from December 10th to December 16th. You can get your tickets August 28th. I'm doing promoting for NXT at this point. Wow. What do you know? First I bring out Doritos and I promote for NXT. There you go. Anyways, other than that, we get up next Apollo Crews, if you didn't know, a.k.a. Uha Nation, from Dragon Gate in Japan versus, and he's signed with WWE now as Apollo Crews, but they were Uha chants in the crowd. They're going to have to probably get used to the Apollo Crews name. I do dig the New York fans. Shouts out to Uha on his debut tonight, a.k.a. Apollo Crews. You guys know what I mean. But we move on. Apollo Crews had a one-on-one with Ty Dillinger tonight. They made Dillinger look a little impressive. A super kick, a couple of slams here and there, but other than that, total domination from Uha. I'm not digging the finish. I mean, and this is the thing with Solomon Crow too, because I forgot what his was. It was like, I forgot what the first thing they gave him was like. It was like, oh yeah, it was like the rebound headbutt. Like, you know how Ambrose did the rebound Larry? It was like, yeah, Crow flung himself out the ropes and did the headbutt. He actually hasn't done it since, but my point was, like, it's like the standing moonsault from Crews, and that was it. I'm not digging that. I know they can honestly have him come up with something better. I know he can't come up with something better. They're probably just time pressed and just said, okay, we have to get this match over with, because they did go in overtime tonight for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. But I'm pretty sure they'll figure something out. I have confidence in NXT, and let's see what's in the next couple of weeks of the tapings that just took place, which is like another conversation that I don't understand why the tapings actually took place at this point in time, but hey, you know, it is what it is. But up next, what did we get up next? Oh yes, Baron Corbin versus Samoa Joe. Now, coming into let me also get back to something about the Apollo Crews thing. I love that the crowd put over, commentary put over the fact that Apollo Crews he has the strength of, the strength of Cesaro, but the agility of a Neville. That is something I actually love to put over, and I'm looking back at it now, I'm glad they made him a face in this situation, because he can actually show off all of his offense, the high-flying aspect of it, and the strength. I hate to call him Black Cesaro, but he's Black Cesaro, just in not better physical shape, because Cesaro actually is in good physical shape. Just, if you had to look at his form, he's actually cut. Like, Cesaro's cut too, but you can see it more in Apollo Crews. But, I'm glad they put that fact over, but nothing else more to talk about there. Moving on to Samoa Joe and Baron Corbin. Now, as I was saying before, this match I actually did not expect to be any good. I expected it to be 5, maybe 8 minutes. Joe goes up for the clutch like he did before, tries to float over. Corbin brings it back around, does like some sort of spinning end of days variation for the win. That didn't happen. Saying thank God that didn't happen. In all honesty, to be completely fair with you, Joe, I'm glad Joe won this match. I'm not a Corbin fan. This is saying this isn't throwing any hate on Corbin at all. But I'll say this much right now: Corbin, man, it's not my cup of tea. And he tried, they put over all the stuff that he's done, like Golden Glove boxer. He's done judo. So the submission he's done tonight, I forgot what Corey Graves called it, like a knee hold or something like that. I don't even know. I can't remember. I feel bad that I can't remember the hold now. But he said it puts all sorts of pressure on a knee. He tried to make Joe tap out with it tonight. but it didn't happen. But Corbin and Joe actually did put on a salvageable match that was actually pretty good. Like, it wasn't like amazing by any standards, but by the standards of what you see from Baron Corbin usually. And I'm not saying like, oh, like a normal 5-minute match from Baron Corbin is something good. No, for Samoa Joe, he carried Corbin tonight, and it actually, like, Corbin actually salvaged a good match. Like, see what happens when you actually take somebody else's offense and you make it look good. And, like, everything about the match tonight, for what they could put out there, for what Joe could put out there with a guy like Corbin, was absolutely good. Like, it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I'm not hard pressed to admit that. But up next, we have what is it? Oh, yes, this. So it's Sasha Banks versus Bayley. Match of the year candidate? Absolutely. Now, Sasha and Bayley absolutely tore Barclays apart. This, like, and it frustrated me too because my stream was freezing in and out. But the referee at one point in this match was trying, like, oh, and let me mention the entrance too. Like, Sasha Banks, if you didn't know, her real name is Mercedes. I can't remember her last name. She did mention it too, but her real name is Mercedes, right? So, because we all know, like, if it was like if you don't know this girl personally, it was like a non-kayfabe type thing, and we know, if you know her personally, as I said before, you've read up on her, you heard the interviews, you know she's Snoop Dogg's little cousin. So knowing her name is Mercedes and that she's Snoop Dogg's little cousin, what they do is she comes out in a Mercedes with bodyguards. That was awesome. Bayley has her normal wacky whipping of alarm floating tube-man entrance, but on the side of that, who cares? Sasha Banks had a Mercedes and bodyguards. This girl had bodyguards. But, you know, Bayley just with her normal jabroni-ass entrance, and that was it. That was just it. You know, Izzy was in the crowd. They had to let Izzy travel to New York. And I'm not going to say WWE's paying for Izzy to travel around with Bayley, but if they, dude, that is cool. Can I just go dress up in, I don't know, Dean Ambrose? I have a shirt next to me. You know, one of Dean Ambrose's first shirts. And I'm just wondering, can I, like, dress up as Dean Ambrose, like, as a Dean Ambrose fan, have somebody take me to WWE, say I'm actually like 100% blind, and then they give me like free tickets to every show that I want to go to, or that I contact them to go to. I mean, I take this shirt, I fake really is like, okay, like I'm half blind, but I take this and I say I'm 100% blind, and I'm wearing it, and I have somebody just take me down there and I get into WrestleMania for free. Just think about that. No. But in all seriousness, this match stole the show, and there was a ladder match on this show. And I know that's not saying much compared to what Rollins and Ambrose just did, the calamity of a ladder match, and no, dude, they really underwhelmed everybody in a lot of people's minds, pissed everybody off because they were calling this match possibly match of the year, but that ladder match was, but we're not here to talk about that ladder match. So the storytelling of this match, the psychology, everything to a T was absolutely perfect. You know, because we know Bayley had the hurt hand, Sasha was sticking that hurt hand between the stairs and on the stairs of the ring and stomping on it. Bayley was just having that I will not die underdog type spirit in this match. What did we get? We got Bayley tried to go for her patented Bayley can run off the top turnbuckle, and Sasha ended up reversing it, and Bayley just spiked herself on her head. And then from there, like, you guys know Evan Bourne, like, remember Evan Bourne, like when he used to do the whole flying down with the knees thing and then pin you with the legs? Like, Sasha tried that right after Bayley spiked herself and Bayley kicked out. Like, I'm completely shocked, like, in shock and awe sitting here watching that. Another spot that like was just like, oh my god, was Sasha, and I'm sorry for the background noise, Sasha flipping over the referee and like landing the plancha outside of the ring on Bayley. Like, we've seen Sasha Banks dive into notes, but to see her do a full-fledged plancha over the referee on the Bayley, landing perfectly, was just, dude, that was something completely like, holy, beautiful. Okay. But we also did get, like, okay, so we've all seen Neville's reverse Rana. We got a avalanche reverse Rana from Bayley off the top turnbuckle, landing Sasha Banks directly on her head. Dude, you've got to be kidding me. These women are going out of their way to prove that they could have been the last match on this show. And as this show was themed with a double main event, you have to know that they were going out there with the absolute ambition to know, okay, we may not be absolutely the very last thing on this show now, but wait till the next takeover. I guarantee you, and the sad thing is the match will not have Sasha Banks in it, but I can guarantee you right now that the next takeover main event, I don't care if Finn Balor's the NXT champion, will feature not Sasha Banks, Bayley defending against somebody. I may not be a huge fan of the character that Bayley has, just like the vaudevillains, but I can solely admit that there is going to be an absolute classic thrown on between whoever she's facing. And honestly, I'm rooting for Alexa Bliss here to win this next main event that they have. Oh, yeah, I'm saying Alexa Bliss already. It's if I know who it's going to be. I would love for it to be Alexa Bliss, but she's going to have the feud going up with the Blue Pants, and that's going to be it. If you would like to actually know, by the way, this nice lady is here in the background. It's just my aunt closing the windows.
Oh.
You want to wave? All right. But I guarantee you the women main event the next takeover. Flat out guarantee you they main event the next takeover. But Bayley gets to win with the running belly to belly after the Hurricane Rana that she eventually does go on to pull off of the top rope, and it's just all of the four horse, the rest of the other two remaining members of the four horsewomen come out, throw the fingers up. Bayley gets her moment in the sun. After 2 long years of frustration and waiting, she gets her moment, and even as a person who's not that big of a fan, I personally am. It was a moment that you cannot just look at as a wrestling fan and say, like, oh, I'm not a fan of her, I'm disappointed. Like, the vaudevillains, yes, I was very disappointed after that. Tyler Breach, I was very disappointed after that. But the match quality that Sasha and Bayley had was just absolutely awesome. Like, just proceeding, the preceding moment, I just couldn't be negative toward at all. Like, yes, we knew Sasha had to lose the championship. We all know what's happening. Like, we all know what's happening, but the event that took that place after, we all know was going to be awesome. You can't just doubt anything about that. That was absolutely awesome. The match was awesome. Like, and there was something else I wanted to say. The preceding moments of the match were awesome. The match was awesome itself. And one final thing from there, but I just can't put my finger on what I wanted to say. But anyways, that was awesome, and I kind of wanted to end this review here because I felt that should have been the main event. But that would be a disservice to the two gentlemen that were up next. Finn Balor, I almost said Hideo Itami, but that's probably going to be the next TakeOver main event. But it depends on Hideo's timeline. So next, we get what am I aiming toward next? Finn Balor, Kevin Owens. See, I hate to even just like. Okay, I'll mention, but okay, we get Kevin Owens' entrance. The crowd loves him. We all know the unsung hero of Brooklyn, the guy who kind of probably told the show together. And see, I obviously didn't bring this up. Like, the crowd tonight was absolutely electric. But the one thing that I can mention here is it was in a WWE-sized building in New York City, and considering everybody who went to Ring of Honor tonight and for Field of Honor, which I can guarantee you will be getting reviewed on this channel, it's going to be one of those things where it's like, I'm shocked. Like all that crowd, like use the regular NXT chants like the Sasha's Ratchet. No, she's not. Fight Owens fight. Okay, like Fight Owens fight is a regular main roster thing. Run Owens run, like climb Owens climb. But they understood. Like it was like a smarky crowd. Like they wanted it to be, and they expected it to be, and they needed it to be, and they ran with everything tonight with that crowd. Like they kept that crowd into it all night long. So. Preceding that was what did we get next? The entrances were awesome. Finn Balor's entrance was the same as it usually is. Nothing new, nothing different. Awesome entrance, I have to say, if I didn't say it already. The Demon came out tonight, and it was absolutely great. What else do I have to mention about the match in particular? They fought to the crowd. Kevin Owens did land a pop-up powerbomb. Finn Balor actually, they did have a lot of awesome ladder spots. But Finn Balor did get slid across the announce table, he got ragdolled across the announce table. Kevin Owens put Finn Balor in between the ladder. He was gonna act like he was gonna run up the ladder and just smash and form or something Balor in the face. But then I'm sitting here looking at the ladder the way it's angled, Kevin, I don't know if your body weight plus your momentum and speed running at this ladder, and that's not even making a fetch over Kevin Owens. That's me being legitimately serious. Is a good thing, because I don't know. I legit don't know if this is a good thing for you, because this ladder could break it. You could botch it, and this crowd may not. He may not look at you the same after this, but he didn't do it. He trolled the entire audience, playing a brilliant heel move. Because the crowd anticipated, everybody's anticipating this great thing. He sucked everyone, oh no. So oh no. Everyone got sucked into it. It was absolutely awesome. But fast forwarding in this match to the point where Kevin Owens, if you're a fan of Ring of Honor and you've seen Ladder War 4, I believe it was, between El Generico and Kevin Steen, where he sets up the ladder in between the middle rope and puts a ladder under that, I'm completely thinking Ladder War 4. Ladder War 4. And you know that he can't do a package pile driver through the ladder, so he's going to do a mustache ride. I'm sorry, that Candice LeRae move. I just think about the mustache ride because it's the exact same thing, just Kevin Owens has not named it. But it's if you want a real name for it, it's a neck breaker up to a spinning neck breaker off the top rope. But except he's going to do it all onto the ladder. And Kevin Owens he landed it perfectly. Well, he didn't land it perfectly. Finn Balor reversed him and pushed him off the ladder. He snapped us off the back of the ladder, rolls over, and Finn Balor off the top of the ladder hits the coup de grace. And that's that. Finn Balor climbs the ladder from there and grabs the title. And I swear to you, I thought Kevin Owens was bleeding in this. Oh, and I forgot to mention, he also did apron powerbomb Finn as well. But honestly, this was a brilliantly done match. I'm still going to say that the women's match was better because I just can't take anything away from those women. And I said it to my friend while I was talking to him on Facebook, Derek. He said, the women are going to steal the show. I'm like, and the ladder match is going to be great. He's like, well, Rollins and Ambrose wasn't great, and it was WWE, so I can't. He's like, I'm not going to give it that much credit. I'm like, dude, don't you dare put that on Owens and Balor. This is NXT. Let's remember that. This is not main roster bullcrap that is badly, match agents badly booked. So, at the end of the day, this was an awesome show all around. I do want to thank you guys for watching. And just to let you know, there will be much more content headed your way that is reviewing, because I may have been gone for a week last week, but I will do all the reviews that you possible. You got an NXT and a Ring of Honor review from me last week. You will get SummerSlam tomorrow, and if Field of Honor is available to watch anytime soon, then you may get 2 reviews in one day, but I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be done Monday. But Field of Honor will probably be reviewed Monday. Please, no spoilers. If you've heard anything, you've seen anything, I will try to stay away from spoilers. I really don't want to know anything about that show because I want to be organically surprised when I watch it about everything I see. But I do want to thank you guys for watching this NXT TakeOver Brooklyn review for 2015. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to go to Pre-Talk Pro Wrestling is Taking Over Facebook. You just go to the Facebook search bar. Type in on your... I'm going to teach you guys how to do this right now. I'm going to be Michael Cole and teach you how to join Pre-Talk. Okay. I'm going to tweet you. Okay, those were actual words that just came out of my mouth. I'm going to teach you how to join Pre-Talk right now. Okay. So you go to your Facebook search bar on your mobile device, iOS or Android. You type in P. I typed in 2. I'm sorry. R O. And then because I'm already in the group, it's Pro Wrestling is Taking Over Facebook. And then you go to the group, and you'll know you're there, but you'll see the giant old school S for SummerSlam in the background. You will find people talking about how great NXT Takeover was. You will find prediction threads for SummerSlam tomorrow. Make sure to get your predictions in before 7 o'clock and all. Make sure you come join this group with a bunch of amazing wrestling fans. If you just want to talk to me exclusively and you don't want to be a part of an awesome wrestling community, hey man, that's on you. But if you want to talk to me exclusively, Twitter's available. And I am on Twitter. You can find me at gmaston90 TWF on the Twitter machine. And that is how you'll find me to be available. And also, gaming content will be set up on this channel shortly. This box right here. I don't know if you can... I showed it in the XT review, but there's a box back here. PlayStation 4. The content will get real. I will not start producing WWE content in general until October, nearly November, because why would I play WWE 2K15 for... And also, it was a garbage game, but why would I play that game for 2 to 3 months just to have 2K16 come out and have to go get that? I'm just not going to do it. But there will be Madden, there will be NHL, there possibly will be Batman if you want it, but gaming and reviews will happen on this channel. I do want you guys to like this, comment, and like this if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that reviewing and gaming goodness on my channel, and WWE and NXT and always goodness on my channel. Thank you guys for watching so much. Like, comment, subscribe. Tweet Talk, Twitter, gmaster90, TWF, Tweet Talk, Pro Wrestling, Taking Over Facebook. I haven't stressed this enough already, but thank you guys for watching oh so much. And I would just like to say, see ya!